This is another location tarot reading, and today I'm going to be connecting to the energy of the McMartin Preschool. This preschool was located in Manhattan Beach, California, and the preschool, I believe, was founded sometime in the late 50s, and of course it is now closed because of the allegations that took place in the 80s. So the information I wrote about this is that the McMartin Preschool had an investigation or a case that lasted 7 years and cost $15 million. And of course, there were 2 trials that also led to absolutely no convictions. All right, so this investigation started in 1983, of course, in Manhattan Beach, California. And it was basically a trial because there were hundreds of children who ended up making claims of abuse, whether it was sexual abuse or, taking naked pictures of children. Some children said that they were taken into tunnels under the school, and they even showed people where the tunnels were once located, but there was nothing showing tunnels at the time. Now, there was an archaeologist involved in the 90s, though. So basically the trials that took place, the 2 trials, were from 1984 to 1990. And in 1993, an archaeologist actually did a report that states that tunnels that are backfilled were found under the McMartin Preschool. And of course, that has been debunked or allegedly debunked because I guess the powers that be state that what the archaeologists actually found weren't tunnels, but were possibly just like a landfill from a rural family who had once lived at this location. Isn't that convenient? So, since there were so many children stating that there was abuse, and there were even some backfilled tunnels found by an archaeologist, I decided to go ahead and, pull out my tarot cards and see what the cards actually have to say in regards to the location of the McMartin Preschool, which no longer exists. So, let's just dive right in and see what the cards have to say about McMartin Preschool. I'm going to start by pulling 3 cards from the Rider-Waite deck. All right, so with these 3 cards, I'm going to first shuffle 3 times, and I'll be pulling 3 cards right off the top. I just want to pick up the general energy of the McMartin Preschool before any of these allegations came out. So I want to know, what is the energy of the McMartin Preschool before the allegations came out? The first card was the Devil card, you guys. I can't even make this up. So I'm asking, what is the energy of McMartin Preschool before this all came out with hundreds of children accusing them of abuse? And we get the Devil card. So the Devil obviously is going to be connected to the shadow. It's connected to temptation, addiction, and all of the lower things. And then the next 2 cards, we have the 9 and the 10 of Cups. So with the Devil card, they also have, it looks like a lot of happiness, right? So I feel like although the Devil is the energy, I feel like there's also this energy of creating this look of perfection, right? This look of everything is happy, everyone's getting what they want. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull 3 from the Deviant Moon. I just want to clarify these 3 cards. I want to, again, just get the energy of the McMartin Preschool before the allegations came out in 1983. Queen of Pentacles. This image is very interesting. We're going to dive more into it here in a moment. We have the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands, which is reversed. All right. So really, with this Queen of Pentacles card, you can see it's like an older woman figure, the moon. Of course, one half of her face being a crescent moon, the other half being the dark moon. This woman is holding a pentacle and has many children around her, which would make sense for this preschool. It's like a daycare or a preschool. And she's the Queen of Pentacles because I feel like the founder of this school was basically in it for the money, and she was successful. She was a successful preschool, the McMartin Preschool. All right, so then with the Ten of Swords, I do feel like there's definitely some kind of communication that can't be shared, right? Because it looks like all of these swords are being pierced through the man's body in multiple places, but yet they're also almost like creating a prison for the figure. And the swords are all about expressing thoughts. And then we had this the Eight of Wands. Okay. Eight of Wands is like normally some kind of information's coming in fast, right? You see this crow carrying a note for the lady. But with this being reversed, again, I'm getting similar to this vibe. I'm getting the sense that there was information about the McMartin Preschool that people did not want letting out because they were busy trying to create this image of happiness, of a perfect little setup, of everything good, even though they were running on the lower energies, the whole preschool itself. I have this image of the preschool here. This is just kind of like out in the front in the playground area. They have like all these toys and things like right by the street, behind the fence. It's almost set up that way on purpose just to prove that these kids are happy, right? You can see everybody playing and having a good time. Okay, we need a little more clarity now. All right, so what about the McMartin Preschool? I want to know specifically, not necessarily about the allegations, but I want to know the true energy of the preschool, the McMartin Preschool. Okay, so the allegations came out. It all started with one child who stated that they were being abused, and then the mother took them to a doctor, and it was confirmed that yes, some type of sexual abuse had taken place. And then the child also pointed at a specific teacher at the preschool who happens to be the owner, you know, the big old Queen of Pentacles. It's the owner's son who this kid pointed out as the one. And just so you know, like kind of the background on how it became like hundreds of kids, there was a letter sent after this kid was exposing what had happened to him. There was a letter sent to over 200 parents asking them to question their child about possibly being photographed naked or being sexually abused in some way or tied up or whatever. So all of a sudden, all of these kids started coming out with allegations. And we're talking, you know, 3, 4, 5 years old. These are young children. Okay, so I have distraction and witness. So I do feel like they are creating a distraction from the whole case based on the witness to the children giving testimony. Because if you look into it, there's this woman named Key McFarlane who interviewed all the children. And her way to try to get the children to feel comfortable to speak was through like puppets and dolls. And so that was how the defense was poking holes into the story, was basically trying to say that the witness to these children, the one who was getting their confessions and their stories, I feel like they were trying to create a distraction around her, when really what they needed to focus on is what was the children saying? What did the children say to her? Whoa. That was a lot. We got to put those back. Start over. Okay. Let's try this again. McMartin Preschool. I want to know, were the children telling the truth? What was happening to the children? Okay. We got the treason and the egotism cards next to each other. So with these cards coming out, I'm immediately feeling like, you know, someone had to hang for this, because you can't have all these kids saying something without something taking place, which could be why this led to 2 trials, $15 million, and no convictions. Because it was basically, it was a big distraction. Yeah. I'm immediately feeling like there was a lot of egotism involved in this case. Let's see what else comes out. What was really going on with the children at McMartin Preschool? We got the family card. And the meeting card. Okay. I want to know if what the families heard in the meetings from the children. I want to know, were the children telling the truth? I want to know, were the children telling the truth? This is the accomplice, partner in crime card. Okay. We have lies, money, and debt. All right. So there was some kind of lying going on, some kind of money being exchanged. Possibly they needed money to pay off some type of debt at the school. It's very possible. All right, so tell us more about the money, lies, and debt. What about money, lies, and debt? We got the private property card. Celebrity. Okay, so what about celebrities? I do know that some of the kids named huge celebrities in their, what do you call it? Interviews with the puppets. They did name some celebrities that were involved that they saw. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, some of the kids were also taken away from the school, probably to other people's private property, like celebrities and stuff. We got secret trip and perversion. So I feel like the cards are kind of pointing towards if what the children were saying is true about all of this, it could be because there was a money issue going on at this preschool. And it's possible that they took advantage of the children trying to earn money to pay off some kind of debt. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's too many. Let's get a little more clarity here. We got the blackmail card. Again, we see money. Yeah. We also got secret space program. All right, you guys. This to me is confirmation that what is being said was taking place at this school by the actual school itself is not really all that was taking place, if you know what I mean. And I know if you've seen my readings, that's exactly what this card means. The secret space program is like, it's like telling one thing to the public about an organization, saying the organization is all about this, but really it's all about this as well. So it has a little bit of this, but a lot of this, right? Something in the other hand. So I do feel like it is possible that what these children were saying has some level of truth to it, whether we could find evidence of it or not. Okay. We got the landfill and the jealousy card. How funny is that? Why is the landfill card next to jealousy? Is it like they were angry that they found the tunnels, so they had to call it a landfill? Because to me, that excuse did not make sense whatsoever. Okay, what does this mean? What about landfill and jealousy? I just got the yes card. I feel like whatever I just said about that is yes. Okay. Were there tunnels? I want to know if there were tunnels. All right, let me get this other deck here. I just dropped a bunch. Let me pick them up. All right, let me just regroup here. So we had the Devil card as the very first card that came out. We also had the Queen of Pentacles as the first Deviant Moon card. So I feel like the Devil is the main theme at this preschool. And for clarity, the Queen of Pentacles is like, yeah, well, the founder of the school is really all just in it for the money. It's not necessarily for the children. Because as you can see, the children sitting around her don't even look like they're very happy. But the Queen's pretty happy to be holding that big old pentacle in her hands. So there's that. We got witness and distraction, as well as egotism and treason. So I do feel like there was a lot going on with this, obviously with the case lasting so long, the investigation and the trials and everything. And then there was still an archaeologist looking for tunnels after 2 trials had already taken place. And of course, the court has stated that the people who have been tried cannot now be tried again. Even though it was kind of like a mistrial. Okay, so we also got family, meeting, and accomplice, partner in crime. We also got lies, money, debt. And then we got celebrity, private property. We got blackmail, which is also involving money. Secret space program, meaning this program, this preschool, may not be all that it's stated, right? There could be more to it. And then, of course, we got secret trip and the perversion card. So that was definitely confirmation of what some of the kids were saying in their little puppet interviews. to the key McFarlane. All right, what else can be? Reveal. Oh gosh, where'd they go? Okay, so these cards that fell out were cryptocurrency, drama, and revenge. So again, we're seeing another form of money on the card here. Okay, so with the drama card, this is coming out in the revenge card, right? For some reason on the drama card, I just immediately thought of this card, treason, because of the rope. There's a rope on that card, and there's a rope on the drama card. I feel like during the trial, all the drama that was brought up, like with politics, you know, poking holes in the lady who was interviewing the children, poking holes in the way she was interviewing the children. All of that drama, revenge for calling him out, definitely could have been just a way to make it so that this, you know, so that it would be a hung jury. Hung meaning because all these ropes. Oh my gosh. Oops. We just got another money card. Greed. I feel like this, whatever took place at the McMartin Preschool was more about money than it even was about the children. When I'm saying if the abuse was taking place, it was even more to the people at the school. It was more about money than it was about them wanting to abuse the children, if you know what I mean. I feel like they were selling these children, if that is what was taking place. Yeah, and then we got, just like I was saying, we got the legal proceedings and the market manipulation card. So I feel like the legal proceedings that took place, it was all kind of a show, and they were manipulating the story of what came out, what all of these children were saying. There were hundreds of children reporting abuse. I don't care if they said it to a puppet, a doll, or anyone. If you have hundreds of children saying that they were abused, you should listen. But the legal proceedings was a form of manipulation. Again, like I was saying right before I pulled these cards, it was about creating this sense of them hanging themselves because they just took everything that they had, you know, every story they had from the children, and they made that the problem. You know, the way the children were interviewed was the problem, and this and that. And if you poke enough holes in the story, then you got a hung jury, right? Yeah, then you're in the woods. People get confused. They have no idea what's going on at that point. They don't know who to believe. No one knows who to believe. All right. I think in general, we're not really going to get a full answer because, yeah, there was a struggle through politics because we got Democrat and struggle. So yeah, there was a big struggle with the politics. There was a lot of money involved here, not only in what was taking place. There could have been some blackmail taking place as well in the whole proceedings of this. Because we got so many money cards. We got money, debt, cryptocurrency, blackmail, greed. Anything else? Market manipulation. So we got so many money cards that I just can't help it. You can't ignore that, right? So a lot of this struggle between, you know, what side is telling the truth and what side is lying, it's like a game of politics. So you have people on this side that believe the preschool, and you have people on this side who believe the children. And no matter what side they're on, it's kind of like politics. There are things you can say on both sides that would support either side's opinion on the situation, similar to politics. All right, so I just want to know, were these children abused? We got the pressure cooker, rage, ready to explode. I think that's part of it too. There was a lot of pressure from the public in this case as well. Because when it comes to children, we don't want to mess with the children, right? So there was a lot of public pressure to just get this going. Ooh, then we got denial, not facing the truth. All right, you guys. Ooh, I'm going to see if any other messages. That was too many. I want to see if any other messages want to come out of this deck before we close this reading. Okay. History. So happened in the past. And then we got poison and financial support. So these toxic, unhealthy behaviors in people in these children's lives, they were supposed to be giving them unconditional love, you know, as their caregivers at this preschool. But it looks like as financial support, they were poisonous to these children's well-being because of financial. Again, it's more about money than anything else. I didn't see cards about passion or anything like that. We did get the perversion card, but we got this with secret trip. So again, I believe these children, in a lot of cases, may have been telling the truth, but the stuff wasn't really taking place at the school. So investigators had no idea where to go to find the evidence, right? So I feel like we didn't get a full, clear view of what took place here. But I think we got enough confirmation that's proving, even if hundreds of children were not abused, I believe that there was some kind of abuse going on. Something that in some way was being obviously hidden. We got the devil card. But it also had so much to do with money. Lies, money, blackmail, secret space program, the devil, the Queen of Pentacles. Right away, we got the money card, right? And the very first card we got in this whole reading was the devil, you guys. And of course, the devil will never face the truth. The devil is only going to be treating you as if you must be crazy for thinking such a thing would ever happen, right? So I really would like to know what your guys' thoughts are about this McMartin Preschool. It was literally the most expensive and longest trial in U.S. history. So I just am curious to know what you guys think. What side are you on here? Did something sinister take place at the McMartin Preschool? Or do you think that this was a case of that satanic panic? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to click the like button and share this video with your friends out there, because those little actions help me out so much. And before I go, I want to just let you guys know, if you are not yet a subscriber, to go ahead and click subscribe and turn on the notifications bell down below, because I am actually about to be channeling Chris Cornell for a tarot reading, another channeled reading. I have already done Chester Bennington, and Chris Cornell's been on my list, and he has been coming through to me finally. So I will finally be doing the Chris Cornell channeled reading as well. So if you don't want to miss it, be sure to turn on your notifications, and that will be coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending some time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.